What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SPA, Sperax today, Sperax. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if anybody does, but we try SPA, as most people say. We're at about 2.4 cents now, up 11% today, carrying on with the mayhem from yesterday. We're up 11% today, but it's a little bit more complicated than that, because really right now, this 4-hour candle, you're up 30%, right? You pulled back today. You pulled back a good bit, and you're already up again. I want to take this off the crypto chart. Crypto doesn't have volume. Let's look at Coinbase. Has some volume. That's a lot of volume, guys. That's a lot of volume right there, SPA. Let's look at you. Let's see what you're doing here. Low market cap. Very, very low market cap, right? At $40 million. You guys, this thing is multi-100x. Well, this thing could 1,000x. You know what a 1,000x would be in market cap valuation from here? $40 billion. That's not promised. $40 million to a $40 billion market cap, that's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of growth right there. But $40 billion is not asking the world. There's a handful of cryptos that will be forgotten next cycle that will achieve $40 billion or more this cycle, right? It's going to happen. I'm not saying that this will hit $40 billion. I'm just saying it's not an impossible goal to have. This coin, whether you like it or not, genuinely has 1,000x potential, especially if it keeps growing at this rate. But I don't think it sees 1,000x personally. I mean, maybe in time, maybe next cycle, but not by the end of this cycle. I think by the end of this cycle, you do see a multi-100x. Not just a 100x, but a multi-100x. I think you have a really good, because 100x from here would be at about $4.1 billion. And even that's impressive. 41 million to 4.1 billion. That's a pretty impressive amount of growth. But you could see 8 billion. You could see 16 billion. You could see, if this thing gains traction, you can see tens of billions of dollars. No problem. No problem at all. If it gains traction, right? That's the key. You got to gain hype. It's a popularity contest here in crypto, and growth, pumping, that adds to your popularity. That definitely makes, that's people like the coin that's pumping. That's just how it is, right? It's like the tall kid, right? Everybody loves the tall kid in class, right? Everybody wants to be friends with the tall kid. If you're pumping, you're the tall kid. Everybody wants to be friends with you. At least I feel like that's how it was whenever I was growing up. Doesn't everybody just love tall people? Isn't that, and small people, right? The in-betweeners, we get no love, but if you're tall or small, that's anyways. Let's see here. What getting away from the shenanigans. That's a lot of volume. That is a lot of volume coming in here, and I don't know how sustainable it is, but for now it's looking fine. $40 million right now, 2.3 cents. It wouldn't surprise me if you found a little bit of turbulence here. You're getting a lot of volume on this 4-hour candle, but you haven't really gone anywhere yet, and you're finding a bit of a wick. You have 24 hours left, or 24 minutes left in this candle. Let's see if you progress higher. It's very possible. I want to look at the RSI. The 1 hour is making me think you don't. That's a lot of volume, and you didn't really go anywhere, to be fair. A nice bull trap, maybe, is what this could be. Shaking out some of the bears, perhaps. 4 hours, that's a nice bounce off the 50. Man, you could go higher. What about the 15-minute? I doubt the 15 will give us anything. Some bearish divergence here. Yeah, but you don't look like you want to go down yet, I guess, on these shorter term time frames. It's just the 1 hour that makes me think you could. I'm in a rock and a hard place here, man. I'm in between a rock and a hard place. I don't know what to say. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this a little bit on a more broad scale, from a high to a low here. Okay, you're at your golden ratio. You're finding resistance here. Okay. It might make, you already found support at your 0.5 though. If you were to go lower, okay, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you were to go lower, it would make a lot of sense to pull back and find support at your prior area of resistance here. Going from the golden ratio to your 382, very common maneuver to make. So let's call for that. Okay, that's at about, let's see, what price would that be at? That's at about 1.63 cents. 1.63 cents. You're at about 2.32 cents now. So yeah, you could absolutely see that. Absolutely, you could. Or because you are in such a bullish posture right now, and you ate up all the downside that you've already had today with significant volume, perhaps you complete the thought and you go all the way up to your 786, 886 zone, and then you retrace. So here's a little if-then statement, right? If you go lower from here, my expectation would be 1.63, 1.64 cents, somewhere in that area. If you were to continue higher, we're going to go to about 3 cents to 3.4 cents, okay? And likely, what's great about this, why it's really forgiving if you wait, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but right now we're at the golden ratio. The reason why it's very forgiving if you wait is that even if you don't buy here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, even if you don't buy here and we continue to grow to the 786, 886, the likelihood of crushing that level and continuing is very small, like less than 10%. It could happen. We've seen it happen before with various cryptos. It could happen, especially with this thing. It's got a lot of volume. Sometimes volume, I mean, that helps you defy the physics of technical analysis, man. But it helps you defy gravity, really. But assuming that you don't, assuming that you perform like a good little boy, and you continue to grow from here and you find resistance there, right? You're going to pull back and find support at the golden ratio, at the same price you're at now. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's forgiving because even if it grows, you can still put buy orders in down at the same area, maybe just a little bit higher. And it would give you that second chance to get back in, right? You could buy at a pullback instead of at the relative highs. Does that make sense? Or best case scenario, it does exactly what I'm calling for, and it goes down to the 382, prior area of resistance here, prior area of resistance there, and support there, and some turbulence back here, support and resistance as well. It goes back to this very obvious area to find support, good structure, and continues to grow, and then you can catch it there, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If I really had to guess, you're pretty overbought on the daily, okay? Your 4-hour RSI bouncing off the 50 is nice, but to me, it looks like if you were to move up, you would have done it already. Well, why is this big wick coming in here? 1 hour time frame, same thing, rejecting off the overbought zone. You know, it looks nice, but you got a lot of volume. Why are you rejecting now? You should be continuing, right? This might be a bull trap, if anything, is what I'm thinking. So if it is, likely you will go below this low, and you'll probably stop around 1.63 to 1.64 cents. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I had to guess, I don't think it's going to be easy to catch. It's easy to talk about. It seems super easy, right? It seems very obvious that you would come down and find support right here, right at your prior shelf of resistance, right here at resistance, support, resistance going back. It's so obvious, but are you going to have the nuts? Are you going to have the brass, the you-know-whats to buy down here? I don't know, right? And I think that what's going to happen is it's going to be a very fast move. It's going to come down with the purpose, and then it's going to, as it's looking its most deadly, that's whenever it'll reverse, and it won't give you a second chance. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you're looking to buy this thing, if you have your eyes set on this, you feel like you've missed out on it, I think you're going to get an opportunity to buy right at the kind of top area here of your last breakout, but it's going to be fast. It's going to be there momentarily. If you blink, if you don't have buy orders set up there, if you don't have your finger on the market buy button at the moment that it drops there, I think it's going to be very short-lived. I think that you are going to find support there and rocket ship up to higher prices, right? From here, from the relative high to the relative low, the next target area is 2.9 to 3.4 cents. You do not have to stop there. Okay, if you continue to grow from here, I would think you have to stop there. But if you pull back like I'm thinking you do, and then you run up, you don't have to stop there. You could go to your highs or even higher than that. It's very possible, okay? But the expectation would be a little bit of turbulence regardless. Just because you bounce off of this does not mean you go through the roof, right? I would actually, no matter what, I would call for resistance in this area, maybe a little bit higher. Pull back, find support, and then continue on your merry way. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get to is that Sperax is on a path to 5.9 cents, 9.7 cents, 16.9 cents, 14 cents, 25 cents, and beyond. I very much believe sitting here now at 2.2 cents, that you're on a path that will take you above 25 cents. Oftentimes with the 2272, you go just above it. So what's right above 25 cents, 30 cents, something between 25 and 30 cents. Perhaps you go higher. Maybe you see a 41 cent price. I'm not anticipating that you see prices above 41.2 cents, but it could happen. Again, you're at a very low market cap and you have a lot of volume coming in, right? And I think that as this thing grows, it's going to only gather more attention, right? It's going to be a grower and a shower. From a relative high to the relative low. Actually, let's look back. Let's see. Yeah, relative high, relative low there. 2272, 2618. I like that. What about this high to low? We're on Coinbase. Let's bring out the all-time history now because we don't really need the volume. There we go. I thought I had a high back here. Okay, here we go. High to low. Right? And was I taking this? That's the fake out low. I remember now. Yes. Okay, so yeah, man. I think you're on your way. If I had to guess where you're going to stop Sperax, I would say 15 cents to 24 cents. That's your area. And if not there, you're going higher, right? You're going to go to prices that are above 30 cents, above 40 cents. That's my best guess. Taking this relative, I want to take this relative high to this relative low. I think you really stand a chance, man, to see prices above 30 cents. But if I had to guess, I don't think you get too much above 40 cents personally, strictly based off of this high to low here. The 2618's right there. I don't think you get above 40 cents. A lot of confidence, a lot of hope to get above to new all-time highs. Not so much that you would get to 40 cents or more, but you never know, man. I mean, you do have targets and reasons to go higher. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. You will go above 40 cents. You will go above $1 by the end of this cycle. It will happen. But by the end of this next move, by the end of June, I'm not so convinced. Right? I think you're actually probably going to, you'll stop below 40 cents, but above 30 cents. That's my expectation, right? Hold on real quick. If we're talking about cycle high predictions now, well, 1000x from 2 cents. I mean, what's that? $200? No, that would be $20, right? $20. I mean, that's a possibility. Am I doing my math right? A 10x would be 20 cents. 100x would be $2. So yeah, $20 would be 1000x from here, right? Right. Yeah, that'd be 1000x. It's possible. Hell, a 2000x is possible. I'm not saying that it will happen, but I think in time it'll happen if this thing remains relevant and it gains traction next cycle. Absolutely, this is one to watch over the coming cycles, guys. It really could be. But getting down to earth a little bit here, talking about instead of 1000x, let's talk about multi-100x's. I think a $10 price is more than adequate for a target. 1886 right there, 447x from the current price of 2.2 cents. Why not? I very much think that it could see that, right? If not, the minimum target here is 75 cents, and that's a 33x. No offense, but with the way you're moving right now, I don't think that you only see a 33x. I mean, the average altcoin is going to see like a 30x by the end of the cycle. Why are you going to perform on average? I don't think so. You haven't performed on average so far. You're a little bit above the pack, so I think a true minimum target to have would be about $1.50. It's very common to go just above the 1-for-1-for, so that's about a 70x from here. That's awesome, guys. That's a minimum target, 70x, and minimum target technically is here, and that's a 30-something x. But I'm telling you, man, I think you got 100x in the bag, right? Your minimum target by my standard would be a 70x. The 1618 I think is a good target to focus on right there at about $3.25. Yeah. 139x. That's nothing. That's nothing compared to a 1000x. Let's be real, but 139x is okay, you guys. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Especially if you buy here. Even after it pumped 50% this week and it pumped 42% last week, you still got 138x potential, 39x potential. You guys, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Now, if you go higher than $3.25, the only next legible stopping area is $10 or more. $10 or more. And then we're dealing with things that are truly crazy. What's really crazy is that I'm calling for a 477, almost a 478x at $10 there. That's not what's crazy. What's crazy is that's actually possible. And not just possible, but even likely at this point. I think that after this move happens, after we see how strong this is, we'll have a better understanding of where we might top off by the end of the cycle. Maybe it goes to where I'm thinking it goes. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Maybe it's a little bit higher. That can change things. So let's wait and hold off on our convictions as far as where we're going to go by the end of the cycle. Let's wait until the end of June to get our ducks in a row. But if I really had to guess, I think a good minimum target would be $1.50, $1.40, let's say. Maximum target, a good target might be $16.20. If I had to guess, I'm thinking $3.25 to $10, somewhere in that area there. It's either that level or that level, really, is what it comes down to. But I've got nothing else for you guys. I am expecting that we pull back a little bit, just a little bit, because I don't think if this was a bear trap and you were rocketing to the moon, I don't think that you would promote such a big wick here, stopping at prior areas of resistance, back here as well. I don't think you would. I think you've pumped up a lot in a very short amount of time, and it makes sense that you would pull back a little bit. It's no more complicated than that, right? What was the target area that we were going for, though? What was it? This doesn't seem right. Was it? Oh, right. That's right. We were taking this high to low here, and that would take you down to your, no, is that right? Yeah, your 382, which is all the way at 1.635, which is also at the 0.5 of this, 1.63, 1.64, somewhere in that kind of area, 1.64 cents, right? So that's 0.01635, 0.0163, somewhere in that area. You could go lower, and don't be scared if you go lower, but it's just a better buying opportunity. I'm done talking. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Oh, and just one last thing, actually. I said I was done talking, but I'm not done talking. If we look at the RSI on a daily basis, you notice anything about where we are now, right? We don't really persist too much higher above this line most of the time, right? This is kind of the area that we find resistance at. So most of the time throughout your life, there's times when you do, but again, I think that if you were to continue, I think you would have already. I don't think you'd see these wicks like this. So, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, and even if you do go up a little bit higher, again, a little bit higher is fine. You could do this. You could go up a little bit higher, but then you'll probably pull back to the same area to find support anyways and work up. So very forgiving if you just wait to buy. There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. And let's say there is pressure. Let's say it takes off without you. There's other coins to invest in. Okay, there's other coins with multi-100x potentials, I promise you. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm just talking here. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.